Right, let us begin. Does it say I'm alive? I live. Excitement. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yeah, it's your favorite IT author, Mike Meyers. Once again, showing up for his Wednesday edition of the Mike's AMA. Opportunity for you guys to ask me any kind of questions you want on the topics that we know and love. So keep it away from sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and we're okay. Okay, you can do rock and roll, because I got Dave Rush here to help me out. We start here at 7 p.m. Got a few announcements to make here today, guys. As I've been warning for a while, we've been talking about doing a Wednesday show as more of the presentation show. Sorry, the Monday show as more of a presentation show, and then the Wednesday show as more of a Q&A. And so Dave Rush, my amazing producer, helper in the backgrounder, put me in half Nelson and said, "Hey, Mike, are we going to start doing that?" And I was like, okay. So we're going to start doing that, folks. So we will not be doing virtual machines, which is all well and good. I'm ready to go. I finally got OpenSense running properly, and I'm very, very happy with the tool. Although I got to tell you, I wish I had some more time to come up with some more opportunities for alternative software routers, because one of them, believe it or not, is Tomato. And I'm intrigued to figure out how that would work. So Tomato is a firmware update. And how they can turn that into a little operating system to install into a virtual machine, I don't know. I didn't have enough time because I wanted to make sure all my labs were working. But now I've got a little more time to do it. But do keep in mind that starting on Monday, and we will go ahead and start the first of many interesting labs to be done with virtual machines. I think you're going to have a lot of fun. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I love virtual machines. Virtual machines as an instruction tool are very, very interesting. Number one, it's a lot cheaper to use virtual machines than to own a bunch of computers and switches and routers. That's the first thing. Number two, virtual machines are on CompTIA exams, A+, Net+, Security+. And if you don't understand virtual machines, you'll never understand the cloud. Because if it wasn't for virtual machines, the cloud simply wouldn't exist, or at least not in the lovely way it does today. So that's why we've been spending a lot of time here on virtual machines, mainly because it's a lot of fun. We've gone through some standard configurations here, folks, using VirtualBox. If you're new, you should take a moment and maybe go check those out when you get an opportunity to really talk about setting your system up for a lot of fun. What else has been going on? So I tried not bench pressing, I tried doing squats for the first time in years this morning, and my right calf is like pain, amazing pain, and I had like 100 pounds on the squat bar. It was basically a bare bar as far as I was concerned. And it wasn't the weight so much, it was the 10,000 little muscles that haven't done anything in years that are going, "Are you nuts?" So, but we did it okay. New face, Noel. Hey, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard, Noel. Virgil. All right, so are there any movies that'll make you cry? God, there's one movie that will make me cry. You guys are going to laugh. It's the 1983 movie called The Right Stuff. And there's a bunch of scenes in there that will make me cry. "Hey, Richard, you got any Beechams?" "I might." "Well, lend me a stick. I'll pay you back." "That sounds all right with me." That one will get me. And then the other one's right at the very end. "And on that day, Gordo Cooper was the greatest pilot ever." Oh, man. Yeah. American exceptionalism. Be sure to be ashamed of that. Fiddler on the Roof. May the Lord bless and keep the Tsar far from us. Oh, I could do that way. Yeah, Shane. Come back, Shane. Yeah, that'll do it too. Everybody's got their movies to make you cry by. So, yeah, so we're in some amount of pain. Guys, do keep in mind, we are going to be making a big push on Discord. Dave has got us pretty well organized. We've got monthly lessons that are going to be showing up there now. It could be a lot of fun. The Green Mile. Oh. Oh, the Green Mile. Virgil, you got me on that one. Yeah. What was I talking about? I literally forgot what I was just talking about. Oh, so Discord. So if you haven't had a chance to join us on our Discord channel yet, please join. We're really going to be making a big push there, and it's a good idea. Dave, could you do me a favor? Tolo at Dead Poet Society. Captain, my captain. Schindler's List. Not a very quotable movie, Noel, but it is an amazing movie. Maven, good to see you, man. All right. So anyway, we got a slow day today. So I really want people to start thinking about this. Wednesdays are going to be question and answer day. So I did get some questions about people who were trying to set up virtual machines, and they were running into some problems. And really it boils down, when you're having connectivity issues, like you can't ping another computer, look at the OSI model. Number one, are you physically plugged in? Or in the case of virtual machines, are you actually connected to the same network? It's very easy with virtual machines, because in VirtualBox, for example, you can have 4 network cards. Let me show you that. I don't think I actually went into that, but let me show you. All right, so take a peek here. No? Let's try that again. All right, there it is. All right, so if we take a peek here, this is just, I arbitrarily picked one of my Windows systems. Here, if I click on network, you'll see it's got 4 adapters. Do you see that? So, like if you've got one adapter set up a way you like it, and you're like, well, I want to put another, I don't want to delete this, I like it. You can disable that adapter, bring up another adapter, and plug it into whatever you want. When you're working with virtual machines, and VirtualBox has by default 4 NICs that you can set up maximum. And when you're working with virtual machines, it can actually be a lot of fun to have preset adapters, because you want to do one thing one way and then you want to do one thing another way, and you're just doing about the equivalent. When you disable an adapter in your network settings for your virtual machine, it's as though you just unplugged it or disabled it within the operating system itself. So it can be a fun way if you have multiple ways, like on this particular one, you want to do an internal network on network 1. On this adapter, it's set up for a NAT network doing 172.18.13s. Get the idea? So making sure that you're on the right network, and don't forget, like we just saw here with VirtualBox, you can have lots, and let me put this back, otherwise I'm never going to remember what I did when I just hit cancel. Discard changes, there we go. So that's the first one. The second thing you got to remember, especially if you got any Windows machines at all, turn off the firewall. No Windows machine on earth will respond to a ping with the firewall active. Well, Mike, what if I have to get on the internet? Well, then you might want to think about doing an internal network before you do that kind of stuff. But just go in there, turn off the firewall, and you're fine. And your pings will work perfectly every single time. Another trick you can do, especially when you're messing with different networks, I do this with physical networks as well. I'll go ahead and start a ping on one system, and I'll keep messing with stuff until the ping works. If I'm in Windows, I'll do a ping space -T, so it'll ping more than 4 times. On Linux, it just does it anyway. And I can just keep jacking with the different types of networks until I see the ping working. So it's a really convenient tool and something you might want to play with as well. The last thing you got to remember is if you're not documenting your networks, you're in huge trouble. You are in huge trouble. And usually that means grabbing up a notepad, making those rounded rectangle boxes, writing in network IDs inside of these so you remember what you were doing. Just so you guys know, come Monday, we're going to start doing some official labs. The first few labs are going to be a little dull, to be honest with you. They're going to pick up where we left off last Monday, and that is we just want to be able to do successful pings and that type of thing. I am assuming that you guys will have taken some time and played with the different types of networks, and we're going to jump forward from there. So be aware that that's going to happen. The last thing we're going to do, the last lab we're going to do, and I haven't got it running yet, but I will, is we're going to get BGP running, Border Gateway Protocol. Maven, can I add VMs and use it on an external drive with using an operating system? You don't, when you say memory, Maven, I think you mean you don't have any storage. Yeah, you can absolutely use an external drive and put all your virtual machines on an external drive. That's not a problem at all. Go for it. Yeah, EMH, we're going to be doing more. We're going to be doing more virtual machine routers. So stick around. There's going to be some interesting labs. So yeah, there's no problem storing your virtual machines on an external storage. You put them on a thumb drive. Load time might be a little slow, but that's it. Rico Suave, Mike, when it comes to IT, you're a better instructor than most professors I've had. Thank you. I don't have much. Oh, whoops. Bought your books and currently taking your Net Plus course. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Rico. Rico Suave. Thank you, Rico. I've appreciated it. Daniel, I've been playing around with the built-in Hyper-V and Windows server. Pretty cool. Yeah, Daniel, we did a couple of episodes. I think we did like 3 episodes where we did a big deep dive into VMware, VirtualBox, and Hyper-V and compared them. And I don't have a problem with Hyper-V. The downside I have with Hyper-V is that, especially on virtualized networks, it has a few more shortcomings than you would get with either VirtualBox or VMware Player. But I have no problem with Hyper-V. Do keep in mind though, technically Hyper-V is a type 1 hypervisor. So when you install Hyper-V on a system, you've basically taken your copy of Windows and put it into a virtual machine, because the hypervisor is underneath all that. Even when running the OS from the external, I'm not sure. You mean you would boot off of an external drive? Yeah, again, it's going to be slow, but it'll work. Yeah, Dave, you're getting the lightning storm I had about an hour ago. Okay, guys, Dave's put a couple of links in there that are really, really important. Number 1, please remember that just because you're nice enough to show up here, you get 50% discounts on ebook practice test bundles. So, like I always told everybody, there's 3 things you need to pass any form of certification. Number 1, you need instruction. Number 2, you need reference. And number 3, you need testing. So number 1, instruction's usually going to be videos, or unless you can do instructor-led training. Number 2, reference, book. Number 3, practice questions. So I covered 2 and 3 for you by giving you bundling deals. So let's say you're interested in Network Plus. You can head over to the TotalSem.com website, www.totalsem, TotalSem.com. Head over to the merchant area, grab the Network Plus ebook, and then grab the Network Plus Total Tester, okay? And just put those in your cart, and then use the discount code JD, lowercase j, lowercase d, that's it. Type JD in the checkout code, and you get it for half off. I mean, it's an amazing deal. People should be taking advantage of it. It's absolutely amazing. Also, keep in mind, you guys, if you need to get a hold of me, I'm not that hard to get a hold of. So I've got a couple of my email addresses are in there. You're always welcome to email me. It's never been a problem. But also, you'll see on there that we have my LinkedIn profile. Join me on LinkedIn, or at least follow me at the very least. It's a great connection. Tinfoil hats. What about tablets? Would that work as well? Almost certainly not, Maven. The biggest problem with tablets is A, you're going to have limited storage. Could you put it, if you had a tablet with a Thunderbolt / USB-C type connector, you could probably get enough throughput on a external drive, but I wouldn't want to. Let me explain why, was it Maven? Yeah. The reason I don't want to is because I am very expert at working virtual machines using a keyboard and mouse, that I would find that irritating. So I wouldn't want to try it. I mean, you know, that's where you start saying things like, you know, well, what if we could put 17 magic markers in my mouth. I mean, I just don't bother, you know. Tinfoil hates. There you go. I like it. Is there, Dave Rush asking me a question. Is there a VM that will run on a tablet that run virtualized routers and has enough RAM to run multiple VMs? Never tried it. My guess is no, because of the operating system. I'm not aware of any virtualization tools that are like type 2 hypervisors that'll run on Android or iOS. So I'm going to have to go up and say no. Joey, I just purchased the A+ bundle package for Total Video, Sims, and Test. This will help a lot. Do I still need to read the book entirely for the exam? Thank you. Joey, everybody's got a different way to learn. Some people like to watch videos, and they'll watch one chapter's worth of videos, then read that chapter in the book, and then do practice questions. Some people watch videos till they get bored, and will reference the book then they'll do the practice questions and reference the book if they're missing answers to stuff. Some people just love reading the book. I work really hard to make the book very, very readable and interesting. So a lot of people enjoy reading the book. There's a lot of jokes in it, a lot of Easter eggs. You can find me on World of Warcraft if you know where to look in the book. And so it's just fun. But Joey, the important thing is that everybody has a different way of using these tools. And if you don't know what the right one is, and it sounds like you don't, you need to experiment. And you need to practice a little bit, play around, and see what works best for you. Are you a video, then a reader, and then don't even look at the practice questions until you're at the end of the book? Everybody's different. Find out what works for you, and you're going to be in good shape. EMH, maybe Pine phone for tab. I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to back off of that. I am not interested or motivated to figure out a way to use tablets to do virtual machines. Daniel, do you know of some books that go beyond the A+ with troubleshooting? I read your A+ book and it was great. No, Daniel, there's no books that go beyond my book for troubleshooting. The problem is in the IT world, and it's been this way for 30 years, is that technology changes too fast for people to write, well, if it breaks like here, do that. So the only thing you can count on is to use books like mine that really teach you the basics about how systems work. And then that gives you enough understanding that then when you start doing research, you can figure out what's wrong. Keep in mind, when you're talking about hardware repairs, most hardware repairs, in my opinion, are a reassembly. You're rebuilding something. And God, 20 years ago, Dave Rush, do you remember when I was trying to use those old noun verb? The RAM is not installed. I was trying to come up with this troubleshooting method. It didn't work. But no, Daniel, I'm sorry. The days of the good hardware books are gone. Yeah. They don't exist anymore. EMH, how can one compare a download against a public key hash? A public key hash? So, Daniel, I'm not sure, it's EMH, sorry. So EMH, I think the term you'd want to be using is a hash value. So let me, give me a sec here. So what I'm doing real quick is I'm picking Ubuntu because it's one I'm a little bit more familiar with. what I'm doing is I'm looking for a downloading Ubuntu and then doing what's comparing that to the checksums, which are just hash values. About the only way, let me make sure I'm reading your question right. How can one compare a download against a public key hash? Okay, so before it gets downloaded, somebody has to hash it. So most people who have download repositories have big stacks of hash. Here's some file, and then here's the hash value for that file. They do this a lot. And then so what you do is you download the file, then you run your own hash using whatever hashing utility you want. For years I've used one called WinHash. I like WinHash because I can click on any file, right click on it, and I'll say, make me a hash. And then I can look at the hash I just made and compare it to the one, probably still looking at the web page that shows the hash value. And if they're the same, I have a high degree of confidence that they are the same thing. So I'm not sure if I'd use the word public key hash, just hash. There you go. Dave Rush helped to make a little link that might help that kind of stuff out. So yeah, ask me how often I do it. I don't do it very often. I'd have to be in a really scary place to do that anymore. Do you know if it is RSA or SHA-256? So those are two completely different things, EMH. RSA is a form of asymmetric encryption, and SHA-256 is a type of hashing. So I'd rather you would say something like, do you have to know if it's MD5 or SHA-512? These are all different types of hash. Do you need to know? You don't need to know, but it's usually easier if you're trying to figure out what it is. So they'll tell you, they'll say what the hash values are. They'll tell you these are SHA-256 hashes. So then when I run my WinHash, I right click on it, I go down to SHA-256, I say do that. If they didn't do it, I would just run them all and I'd have 7 different hashes. And I'd keep looking until one looks like it lined up. And if none of them lined up, I'd be very paranoid. Is reading the CompTIA A+ book or just watching the courses? Is reading the A+ book necessary or just watch the courses? No, if you're not a book reader, don't read books, okay? I almost feel like that's what you're trying to tell me, man. So don't, the videos are very good. Use the book as reference. Double checking something, go through the index, what are the speeds for the different types of USB, what are the different pins for RAM, things like that. Go ahead and just use it as a reference. Here, I think you're wanting me to say this. No, you don't have to read the whole book cover to cover. You are the best, Mike. I'm telling you, there's a lot of good mics out there, haha. But I'm the best. Damn Skippy. So guys, we need to have some more questions out here. So, we start here at 7 and we go till the questions run out, or 8 o'clock, whichever's coming up. I got a hot date coming, so yeah, you think I'd dress up like this for you guys? Come on. Maybe if Patricia gets on, I'll dress up for her a little bit, but that's it. But I think that's about all we got for today. All right, so guys, do keep on. We've got some big changes coming on around here. Starting next Monday, every Monday is going to be a course of some type, okay? Look, I don't have every course lined up ahead of time, so I can tell you every now and then there'll be a Monday where we just kind of shoot the poop, But in general, every Monday is going to be a course. And then every Wednesday, and keep in mind, Mondays is at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And then the Wednesday evening ones, these are always going to be more open source, open question. I'm not against talking about technical topics like, hey, Mike, on Monday you talked about blah, blah, blah. So what gives? That kind of a thing. But other than that, we're in good shape. Will Shaw, why is cable management on an old baby AT so awful? Because they were terrible cables back then, Will Shaw. Man, Will Shaw, you don't know how good you got it. We used to, in fact, there was IBM, and it was Dell manufacturing instructions on how to triangle fold parallel hard drive and floppy drive cables. And then they had this special little like tack thing that you would put in there to keep all your corners. Yeah. You kids don't know how good you got it. Life is better today. The Alpha Lettuce. Glad I finally got to watch one. Thank you for being an awesome instructor. You're very welcome, Alpha Lettuce. Alpha Lettuce, definitely come back on Monday. We're going to have lots of fun stuff, and I want to tell you all about it. I've got a secret. There was something else I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And like I tell the IRS every year, I forgot. Speaking of IRS, I got my taxes done today. Yeah. Man, there's just a small part of me that says, your Udemy A+ course was great. Thank you. Haha. I had fun. I enjoyed teaching. Perfect forward secrecy. What do you want to talk about? In what aspect do you want to talk about perfect forward secrecy, EMH? You got to ask me a better question on it. I'll tell you what, EMH, this is a question just for you, EMH. EMH, do you want me to do a course on perfect forward secrecy? It'll only take about 20 minutes. I don't have my PowerPoints on. Oh, well done, haha. Hey, haha, did you know that the nationwide pass rate first time for CompTIA A+ is 40%? Yeah. That means 60% of the people fail the first time they take it. Yeah, life is rough, Dave. I don't know how I can make it. Just constantly crying, wiping my eyes with $100 bills. Oh, man. Here, I got to do it. Come on, please, if there was ever a time. Yeah, here we go. Is that better, Dave? There you go. Gabriel Sly, is it normal to feel stressed? Yeah, of course it's normal to feel stressed. Gabriel, the thing is, look, if you need more time, schedule the exam further out, okay? If you're not in IT, because if you've got to love IT to be in this, Gabriel, so as long as you're having passion and you're having fun with it, if you occasionally feel stressed out because it's like a big pile of knowledge, I understand that part. But you will be shocked how easy it is to learn this stuff. If you're playing with it, don't be an island, you know. Show up at least here. Show up Mondays at 2 p.m. Show up Wednesdays at 7. Join our Discord channel. There's lots of great folks in there who will always help you out, Gabriel. Don't be alone. Have fun with it. Learn with it. I love technology. This is a blast for me. So just be cool, man. Be as cool as you can. Face piles of trials with smiles. It riles them to believe that you perceive the web they weave. And keep on thinking. Free. Anybody get that reference? I'm going to have my mind blown. Do I know the pass rates for Net Plus or No, I don't. I'm sorry. Hey, Scott S., how you doing, brother? Joey, hey, I just purchased the A+ bundle from Total Sims. Yay! I have the videos, Sims, 1,000+ test questions. Excellent. I will read the book. The package is good enough. Joey, come on, dude. I've been doing this crap for 30 years. I am the source. No offense, man. Joey, there is nobody better out there for A+, Net Plus, and Security Plus than you're looking at it right here. Yeah, you can talk about all these other guys, but, you know, I'm the GOAT. Sorry. That's not even trying to be funny. I'm where it is. All right, EMH, if we can do perfect forward security. It won't take that long, but we can do it. Joey, I think you're going to be really, really happy. And Joey, just like I was telling Gabriel, don't be a stranger. Show up to stuff. Say hello. Be a part of things. You know, we'd love to have you around. Virgil, I'm currently reading the A+. Do I need to finish that book before starting the Net Plus and Security Plus books? Yes, Virgil, I would recommend that you're not reading. I'm assuming you're going to go for certifications or you're going to sit down for an examination, okay? You understand that, what this is all about. The A+ book is to help you pass the CompTIA A+ certification exams. There's 2 exams. So if I'm saying stuff to you that you don't know, Virgil, it's really important you better type something in right now so I know. I have the goat beard. It is true. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Please come back on Monday. Make sure you got my email address. Dave Rushes has it right. The link there for you. Don't forget to take advantage of our usual 50% offer. Absolutely amazing. Join the Discord channel, and I will see you guys on Monday, where we're going to be doing more networking within virtual machines. So until Monday, this is your Uncle Mikey saying bye-bye. Bye-bye.